What's up, beauties? Welcome to another video. Special hello to all of my Journey fam, new and my OGs, and to any guests and returning guests. Welcome to another video. So today we are talking all about how to scent up your home, and I am constantly trying to make my home smell good because I love to smell good. I am a perfume fanatic and I want my house to smell just as good. So let's talk about the things that I do to keep my house smelling good. Let's get into it. Okay, before I go into the actual things that I use, because it's just a few things that I use to keep everything tied in together and smelling good, I want to first talk about the things that sometimes we may not think about that aid in our houses smelling not so good. And so let's talk about those, as well as the things that I've tried that haven't really worked for me. So first of all, the things that haven't worked for me, and I do have my notes below, so there's that. If you haven't seen this video here, this is the #1 machine all over social media. Charlie are wearing it out. That thing don't work for me. Okay, we have moved it around from room to room to room, and I have put it in space to space. I have tried different things, and it is just still not working for me. I have stopped my subscription. Anyways, I won't go into all of that. You can watch that video if you want to know all about what I think about it, but that hasn't worked. There is a scent air machine that I'm about to do a video on. If you've ever heard of that brand, it was very popular in the malls and places like that for quite a while, and that didn't work. To me, reed diffusers don't work. If you know of one that actually works for you, do share, because I haven't found not one reed diffuser that actually projects like it should to me. Lightly scented candles. If you're looking to scent up your home in a way that makes someone walk in and go, oh my gosh, it smells good in here, then lightly scented candles isn't really gonna work. Air vent fresheners. These are things that you usually will find at like Lowe's and Home Depot and different cutesy places sometimes. And they're supposed to be little clips you can put on your vents so when the air blows out, it smells good. Girl, they don't work. They don't work. They do not work. They've never worked for me. Again, these are just things that I've experienced. If you guys have experienced differently and you have a brand that we don't know about that actually works, do drop it down in the boxes. I love community conversations and sharing with each other. So do share if some of this stuff has worked for you. But in my experience so far, it has not worked. Okay, and then the last thing is kind of on the chopping block. A lot of people use them. I've used them before too. They work to a degree, but diffusers just in general are not my favorite thing. I know that some people love to use them. You can use them. I know that now they're trying to make dupe scents of like popular perfumes to go into the diffusers to help scent up the home. And if you don't know what that is, I'll pop one up. They're the little machines. You put water into the fill line and you drop like essential oils or something like that in there. And on Amazon, you can find like dupes for Santal 33 and different scents to kind of drop in there, and it will create a smoke that goes up into the air and scents up the room. To a degree, they do work. They're just not my favorite, and they take up space. So I'm not gonna say they don't work, but they're just not my favorite to use. I guess that's fair. Okay, next we're going to go ahead and talk about the things that we don't think about that are maybe contributing to our homes not smelling as good as they could be, or could be messing with the things that we have in place to help the home smell good. So let's start with the #1 thing that everybody collects in their living room that you may not even think about. Can you think about it? Do you know what it is? Shoes, girl. Those funky shoes in the living room, sometimes collecting against the wall, in a corner, by the door, different places. We all do it. We've all done it. And those are the #1 things that could be contributing to bad smells, or your home just not smelling as good as it could be. Sweaty feet, your kids coming in from soccer practice, your husband coming in from work, you coming in from the garden, wet shoes if you don't have a wet room or a sunroom or a laundry room. And we pile our shoes up at the front door. And so if you can do something with your shoes, teaching the kids to spray their shoes, spray shoe spray inside their shoes. So I do buy shoe spray, and we spray our shoes in and out. So I spray Lysol on the bottom of my shoes, and then we spray foot spray on the inside, and then we put them up. I particularly do not do shoes in my home. And so shoes get checked out the door by any and everybody, right? Unless you're gonna put on those little booties when you get past a certain point. But we don't do shoes in our home. And so we spray them in and out, and we put them up. Also, a game changer for us has been a shoe cabinet. I'm going to pop that up here next to me so you can see that. I got mine off of Wayfair. They have all kinds on Wayfair. They also have them on Amazon as well. If you're an Amazon girly, I will list the ones down below that kind of mimic mine or that I liked. It has been a game changer. Not only has it helped with the appearance of not seeing shoes everywhere, but also there's not a whole lot of smells going on. Again, I still spray them, pop them in there, and then we just forget about them until we need them again. So there's no over big piles of shoes anywhere. There's just the shoes that we need for the day in there, or that we're going to come back to, or that we wear over and over and over. They're tucked away neatly, and there's no smell coming from them. If there were, I would go and triage that shoe. I would wash it, I would spray it, whatever needs to be done. So if your family has a habit of collecting shoes at the front door, try to reroute them to a washroom or get them sprayed and put up, and don't let the kids, husband, yourself collect them at the front door. Plain and simple. Do something with your shoes. Okay, something else you might not think about that we often think about, and I try to stay very hyper vigilant of, and that is our sleeping and lounging blankets. If you're like me, we've got blankets in almost every room except for the kitchen, dining room, and bathrooms. Okay, we are cozy, comfy, loungy people. We like to lounge, and so your couches, your chairs, your blankets, you want to make sure that those are always clean and smelling good. You can get a steamer for your couches and your chairs, also using things like Febreze to make sure you're Febrezing them at the end of the night, especially if somebody's been laying on them and got their little crusty feet all in your couch or their little sweaty feet in there. You want to make sure that you're Febrezing your materials. It's material. And so you want to make sure that anything that is material is getting washed, sanitized, and refreshed. My blankets I keep washed pretty regularly and periodically. And you may not think about it, but think about if somebody came home from school and threw their backpack to the side and wrapped up in their blanket. They've been outside, they're sweaty, all the things, and they're lounging. When they roll that blanket up and put it back somewhere, over time, it's like a pile of dirty clothes. That smell could be contributing to the smell in the room. And so I just keep my blankets washed and cleaned pretty regularly so that they're always smelling good and they're never part of the problem or taking away from my solution. With that being said, I do like to use very strongly scented things to help with that. And so these are just my Bath & Body Works scents that I have purchased here recently. It is the detergent and then the little scent beads. This is the mahogany teak wood. It is a pretty strong scent. They don't work as good as I thought they would work, but y'all, oh my gosh, it smells so good. I haven't just poured a lot of it in there, but there's Gain, there's Tide, there's all those other scents that work as well. It doesn't matter as long as you're getting and keeping them washed and they smell good. I do love to try things like this because I am one of those, like, I wish I could wash my clothes and not even need perfume for the day because it smells so good. I'm always in search for that. So definitely give some of these a try from Bath & Body Works. They have all kinds of scents. See if you like one of them and see if they work. But just wanted to show you these because I do use the beads as well as the washing powder in whatever scent it is I get, just so that my clothing can hold on to that scent and smell really, really good. So just keep these in mind. The next thing is going to be the coat rack. If you have a coat rack, whether it's on the wall or standing structure, you want to make sure that's not piled up high with all kinds of coats and jackets. And if it is, clear them off. If you're gonna have them up there, make sure that they're not smelling sweaty and musty, or even just, as my grandmother used to say, outdoors. When we used to go out and play, she'd be like, oh, y'all smell so fresh. You smell like outdoors. And of course, our kids are going out during the daytime and they're going and playing outside or walking. We're outside in the gardens and we're outside walking. And so if you have a washroom or, you know, whatever, something like that you could put your jackets in, or just simply hang them up in the closet where they go. Or if you have a closet in your front space where you can hang jackets, hang them up, but not let them collect on the coat rack and be having all these different scents and smells. You know, you've got your jacket from when you went to go eat Mexican food, your kid's jacket from school, all these different jackets and sweaters up there. Keep it nice and neat, cleared off, and if they're going to be up there, nice and fresh and smelling good. So I will take me and my daughter's, you know, little throw on, go for a walk jackets, and periodically just throw them in the wash and wash them so that they're reset and smelling fresh. So keep that in mind. Something you may not think about could actually be contributing to the room not smelling so great. They also have those little sachet bags that you could hang up there as well. And so that's just another little tip that you could use for the coat rack, but keep those coat racks clear. Another thing you probably hadn't thought about, if you're a girl like me, oh my gosh, do you know what brings my heart joy? Fresh cut flowers. Girl, that is my jam. It dresses up a space. It makes it look so elegant and beautiful. It's something visually pleasing to the eye. They're so beautiful, but do you know how much they can stink when the water in them start to get murky? It can smell so bad that you can almost not get rid of it after a while. And so if you have fresh cut flowers like me, making sure that you pull the leaves from the bottom of them so the leaves are not getting in the water, because that's one of the things that makes it start to stink faster. And keep your water changed every few days and then it won't stink. But when I tell you, sometimes we're searching for that smell and you think it's the trash, and it's the dead flower. It's the dead flowers or the flower water. So make sure while you get these beautiful things that bring you so much joy that you're keeping them changed and not letting something so beautiful be part of the reason that your home is not smelling the way you would like it to smell. So just keep that in mind. If you are a fresh flower girly like me, you've got to keep that water cleared out and changed, and also make sure there's no leaves hitting the water. Peel all of those low hanging flowers and leaves off before putting it in the water. The next one is pretty obvious, and I think most of us know it because you can't miss it. That's the trash can. If you have an open concept home or your kitchen's located right next to your living room, then if the trash is stinky, so is the rest of the house, especially the living room. So keeping your trash changed regularly. I even go as far as getting those scented trash bags. Don't know if they help or not, but they help in my head. When I change the trash can, I will spray the basin before I put the trash bag in. But just making sure if you cook something the night before that you already know it's gonna stink, or it's meat so it has the blood wrappers, wrap that stuff up in a Walmart throwaway bag and take it out to the trash and not leave it in your main trash can to start smelling up. But as soon as you smell your trash, take it out. It's and obvious to some, but to some it's not, you know. And so just doing small things like that, spraying your basin with something that smells good, or Lysoling it, washing, keeping it washed out, getting scented trash bags perhaps, or even just simply taking your trash out more often will help make sure that that smell never bleeds into your main space. The last one I have for this category is going to be pets. I know this is super controversial. Everybody gets to do whatever it is they want to do, but I will tell you, for my home, when my fur baby was alive, oh my gosh, we miss her so much. We trained her to not be on the furniture. And so because it's material and it holds on to odor, we never had to worry about pet fur or pet odor being on our couches or our chairs. If we did put her up there, she was a lap baby dog, or we would have her a special washed blanket that we threw up there that she could be on so she could be up there beside us. But she was never allowed to just jump on the furniture and chill when she wanted to, because I didn't want the smells, I didn't want the fur, all of the things. And so if you have fur babies and you do that, that is your business. I'm just telling you what helped me and my home to stay nice and neat and clean and smelling good. And that's just one of the things that we did. Even as far as their bedding, making sure we're keeping their bedding washed. And I would wash her stuff with the same amount of washing powder that I washed mine with, keeping her blankets clean, her bedding clean, even her toys wiped and washed off. She was treated just like we were, keeping her washed and cleaned and smelling good. They even have little doggy perfume, which is so hilarious to me. She had the perfumes, y'all. She had them. So like spraying her bedding with stuff that smelled good, and spraying her, you know, and brushing her out with things that smelled good. Like keeping her space just as clean as I kept mine. And nobody, people will be like, you have a dog? It doesn't smell like an animal at all in here. I got that from every service person, every visitor. Everybody loved our baby, and everybody was like, I cannot believe you have an animal. I literally can't tell if I couldn't see her. And to me, that's how it should be. If you're gonna have an animal, nobody should know unless they can hear or see them, not because they can smell them. Okay, now getting down to the nitty gritty. What makes this thing smell good now that we've gotten rid of all the things that can make it smell bad? I will often get a spray. Mine particularly come from Target, but you can get them from anywhere. And I will use that on my furniture. And so you can use Febreze. It doesn't have to be something fancy, okay? It doesn't. You can use, I don't care if it's off-brand Febreze. If that's what you can afford, that's what you can afford, and you do what's best for your pockets, okay? They do have Hearth and Hand with Magnolia. This is in the scent Canvas. Love, love, love this spray. Oh my gosh. Y'all, it's really not that expensive. It's $6.99, okay? Now, this doesn't match my scent profile for fall because it's more of like a sweet fallish pumpkin going on in the house right now. But on an everyday basis, this is what I love to use. It just has this very luxurious, hotelish smell and feel to me. I will spray this on my curtains, on my pillows, on my blankets, on the couch, the chairs, even the carpet where the toes have been, honey. It gets it gets sprayed everywhere, okay? I don't normally really spray it in the air because it's kind of like watery, if you can see that. It's kind of like a watery base. But it mists. It does not spray. Like, let me see if I can kind of mist it for you. Can you see that? It has like a fine mist. So it doesn't mark up anything. You will not see spots anywhere. It's a very gentle mist, but it doesn't really do much for the air, if you will, because it's gonna float right down to the floor. So I like to put it in places where it's going to stick. So after I wash my blankets and I roll them up, get a spritz on my couch, down my curtains, my chairs, the ottomans, the carpet, the shag carpet that's on the floor. It all gets a mist with this. Usually I do it every night and every morning if I'm home and if I'm able to do it. So yeah, consider some kind of spray, even if it's just Febreze. You know, before I got this, it was just Febreze. And I would just Febreze down everything in my house to make sure nothing was holding on to any food scents from where I cooked, or bun scents for where somebody had sat down on it, outdoor scents, anything. I just wanted it to smell good. So do keep some kind of spray or Febreze or something and kind of mist your things down every now and then. That's just also a little trick as well. And I will often get a scent that kind of matches my profile. So if I could find a fallish scent right now, I would get it, just to keep everything misted down with it to match the scent that's going on in here already. So yeah, keep that in mind. Kind of pro tip for the candles as well, because I know everybody doesn't like to go to Bath and Body Works. Everybody can't afford Bath and Body Works. First of all, they have really good sales. You just have to watch out for them. You have to be signed up with Bath and Body Works. They will have days where they sell them for $10, sometimes for $13, sometimes buy one, get one. So do be aware of the sales that they have. But also, If you're like, girl, I'm not gonna go and spend that much money on a candle, go to places like Marshall's, TJ Maxx, those kind of places. Now you have your higher end, which are like the Pottery Barn and the Bath and Body Works and all of those. But then you have Marshall's and TJ Maxx and Burlington, places like that. You do have to be careful because sometimes there's some in there that don't smell like a dang thing. Okay, you just spending money. And from what I've learned, did not know this, but if you buy a candle from like Home Goods, for instance, I don't even think I mentioned that one. TJ Maxx, Burlington, Home Goods, and Marshall's. Okay. If you buy one from Home Goods, which is my place to go, I love me some Home Goods. Almost all my stuff comes from there. If you don't like it, you cannot take it back. So unless it hasn't been burned, you cannot take it back. It's not Bath and Body Works, okay? And so you want to be very careful about what you buy. I will tell you that there are certain brands that do better than others, but just wanted to throw that in there for people in regards to financial wise. Those are easy ways to get candles without having to break the bank, okay? And Bath and Body Works does have sales. I don't know much about Pottery Barn, but Bath and Body Works does. Also, when you are going, if you can see I'll put the insert back up, the candles that I have on the table do not match. One of them is Home Goods and the other one's from Bath and Body Works, but they have the same scent profile. They're both fall, they're both pumpkin based. They both kind of have that similar scent profile, while one is a little bit more gourmand than the other is a little bit more spicy. Put them babies together and boom, you got magic, okay? And so you can also do things like that where you get similar scents and put them together to create a beautiful scent profile in your space, whether it's your room, your bathroom, or your living room. I like to do it in my living room because when you walk in, I want you to be like, oh, it looks nice and it smells good, just like you would if you walked into a hotel. So keep that in mind. Y'all, I've been searching and I can't find a machine to do it, so I'm doing it the best way I can. And to me, that's almost by creating a signature scent. And I do that by way of matching things. So candles that match, plugins that match, anything that matches. So Bath and Body Works has been my key place until I find something that works better. I will go to Bath and Body Works and I will get the candle, the matching plugins, and I will utilize them all throughout the home. And that is how I create my signature scent. Let's not even forget about the sprays, the room spray. So I will get everything matching whatever season it is that I'm doing it for, especially for holidays, because it's easier and they tend to make the matching sets more often than they do in the summertime, where they may make the candle but might not make anything else in that scent. But more than likely in the holidays, they're gonna make everything in that scent, right? And so I will get the big candle, I will get the small candles, I will get all the plugins, and I will particularly get the plug-in, which I will show you, with the different settings. So you can do low, medium, and high. And I just leave mine on high because I just do, and I just want you to smell it. I'm not gonna play with your nose, you're gonna smell it, okay? If somebody's coming over and they're sick or really sensitive to scents, then I will turn it down. But otherwise, as for me in my home, you're going to smell it. And so I just usually leave them on high, but I love the option to turn them down. If I'm going to go out of town or something of the sort, then I will turn it on low because I don't want to waste it. So it is nice for those times, but I usually just leave it on high. So getting the matching candles, you can burn one candle and in the same room with your plugins, or you can get fancy with it and do the two like I have on my table. I particularly love that scent that I have on my table for fall. It has been working so good for me. It projects well, it smells good. I'm not even a huge pumpkin fan, and it just smells like fall to me. So definitely get your nose to it if you have a Bath and Body Works near you. But I have the whole line in it. I have everything in it. And so I can hit the room with a little spray if the trash gets out of hand, or we've eaten something that has kind of taken over the house and I want to reset the home for a moment. I will use the room spray to match it. The plug-ins stay plugged in at all times, and I will also light the candles. So do keep that in mind. I put those candles in every single room. Sometimes I will make my bathrooms match, the scent in there match, and then the rest of the home match in its one scent. You can do that, or you can do it room by room and make each scent plug in match with the candle in that room. It is your choice. But as far as a home signature scent, I will tend to match everything all the way around the whole house. And it just brings it together and makes it smell so good. 2.5 story, I forgot what was happening. Something was happening and I'd called the police. Oh, I think we had a rogue neighbor acting crazy. And I'd called some friends that are on the force to come over, and they came over, and before they got to the door, they were like, we could smell your house before we even got to your door. I was like, oh my gosh, is that bad? He was like, no, it smells so good. You have no idea how many stinky houses we have to walk in all the time. We love it. And they complimented me several times on how good my house smelled when they came in, and even walking up to it. I could hear them talking about how good my house smelled as they were walking back to the patrol unit. So just saying, the stuff does work. It does help. Also, I don't aim for very light scents. I aim for heavier scents because I know that when I light it, you're going to smell it. And it's going to kind of go out of the room a little bit into the next room and join hands. And so I do go for the stronger scents and not for the lighter scents. So that's just a tip as well. It's kind of trial and error. I do have particular types that I like. The mahogany teak wood is a really good, strong scent that's going to stick around. For an everyday scent, I think it's strawberry shortcake. That's one of the ones that does, and it's a sweet scent that really does project out and spread out and smell very beautiful. And then I will just kind of play around with scents in between. Loft is one that they recently came out with that I really like. It smells very high end and, you know, very luxurious to me. So just go find a scent that you love. When you find one that you like that does actually put off the scent that you love, buy all the stuff in it. Buy the plugins, buy the spray, buy the big and small candles, and put them all over your home. Okay, so to wrap this up really quickly, just 2 extra things that really don't have much to do with the living room, but scents do travel throughout the home. And so I will usually put sachet bags in drawers. And so if you have drawer spaces in the living room and like credenzas or things like that, I will get good smelling sachet bags and put them in there. I put sachet bags in the bottom of the trash can. I put them in the bottom of the dirty clothes. You can literally almost stick them anywhere, okay? And so sachet bags, things like potpourri. I literally took a sachet bag, and I will show you here, and put it in, I busted it open and put it inside this little cute fall ceramic thing in my living room to kind of go with the already fallish pumpkin smell that I have going, and it worked perfectly. So sachet bags are good. Mopping your floors regularly, guys, especially people who do shoes inside. Keep your floors swept and mopped and smelling good. That always helps with the smells in the home as well. You'll be surprised the things you bring into your home and what all it could smell like. I'm not trying to gross you out, but just think about going into public restrooms and things of that sort and walking into your home and tracking that around. Over time, that could build not only germs, but also unpleasant smells. And so if you are a person that does shoes in your home, even if you're not, because I don't do shoes, and we still sweep and mop, Swiffering, even keeping your floors cleaned, so that helps aid in it smelling good. Wood polishing, I know that's something we've got really far away from these days, but if you have some wood polish, just slapping some polish on your wood every now and then to keep it smelling fresh will also help your home smell delightful and good. Okay, beauties, that's all I have for you today. I hope that, once again, as always, something that I've said today in the video has helped you, maybe like opened your eyes to something, maybe made you want to do something different, change something, add something, whatever it is. I hope that you got something out of this today. I love these kind of videos because it's where I learn a lot of things and tips and tricks and things, ways to elevate my home. So I love watching these kind of videos. So I thought, why not make one from my own, very own perspective and things that I've learned as well. From hygienic things like no shoes in the home because you don't want to track all those germs into your home and, you know, put your baby down, or even the smells that it builds up, all the way to just how to create your signature scent for your home, since these high-end expensive machines are just not working. If you have things that you have felt like have helped your home, please do drop down in the comments and share what that is, things and tips and tricks that you use to keep your home smelling good. We would love to hear them. Positivity only, please. But please do share. Please do share the things that you love to do that help. I know people use simmer pots and, all kinds of things. We'd love to hear it. Please do share. Thank you for staying this far, if you've reached it this far. Thank you for watching, commenting, liking. It all helps. And hey, if I am your vibe, don't forget to hit subscribe, okay? Thank you for coming. I hope that you loved something that you saw, and I will see you beauties in the next video. Bye for now.